Hello everyone and welcome to a new edition of Back Home. In this edition of Back Home we have with us Mr. Mus'ad Hurkey. He is an Egyptian businessman. He is from Nuba and he is also the president of the Nubian Club. He spent more than 21 years abroad, and when he came back home he had so many ideas and dreams for his people and for his work as well. Stay with us. In this edition of Back Home, we have with us Mr. Mus'ad Hurkey. He is the president of the Nubian Club. Mr. Hurkey, thank you very much for being with us in this edition of Back Home.
Welcome, welcome.
Sir, let me go back to your Nubian roots and
Yeah.
your early beginnings. Tell me a
Yeah.
little bit about how you started your career.
I was born in 1958, and I am from Qustul and Adindan. This is a small village in the Nubian. I already came to Cairo with my family, and when my father died in 1976, I already go to outside. I go to from prep school. I change my field from high school, and I go outside in 1977. Then after that, I already built myself by myself. First job I working with a laborer in construction company. From 1977 until 1992, I am outside of Egypt. 97, I am outside of Egypt. 20 years, 21 years I am outside of Egypt. 15 years, I am working 10 years with international company in Seoul, and also after that I returned back to the Cairo, Egypt, and I am working with this international company another 10 years. For that I already take my experience for 21 years with this international company to my own company. And I already built my own company before 9 years ago. My experience, it's already I use it for my company and also with Nubian society.
Which brings me to my second question. Sir, this program, as you know, is called Back Home. And
Go
when I
back home.
said this to you before we started recording this edition of Back Home, you told me, well, this has two meanings for me.
Yeah.
The first one is going back to my original Nubian roots, going back
Yes.
home to Nuba
Yes.
and my roots, and coming back home to Egypt with the experience that you gained, the 21 experience that you gained when you lived abroad.
That's
So tell
true.
me more about it.
You know, this is our dream. When we are still, I remember old Nubian with my grandfather and with my father. And this is dream not only from me, this is from 3 million Nubian stay in Egypt. They would like to be again in the Nile view. I already talking and negotiate with the ministry, many ministry, about what we want, and they already accept. And I got some acceptance from them. They will build 5 village again to the Nubian, and they already put 200 million Egyptian pound to build 5 village. This is only need time to return back again, but it is our dream to return back again. For that also, when I am talking about my experience, I am talking with my experience and how to use my experience with our Nubian society. Until now, I am the president of Nubian Club. For that, I use my experience for my Nubian people.
Sir, you worked basically in the field of electronics.
Yes.
So, what is the experience that you gained in your career and in your life? I mean, you've worked with the Asians,
Yes.
basically the Koreans,
Yeah.
and certainly you must have noticed that they have a certain method
Yeah.
of working. Did you try to apply any of these methods when you came back home?
I already talking too much about this. You know, our country now using GATT,
Mhm.
and this is make for us big problem for GATT. You know, after we go with the GATT, it will be 100%. We will have big problem in our country for made in Egypt, for consumer or home appliances. Most of this, until now, our factories here, they didn't do the product 100% made in Egypt.
It's basically assembled, right?
Sure,
Mhm.
sure. Even some big factories, they use 10% or 20% made in Egypt,
Mhm.
but most of, more or 80% take it from outside and assembly here
Mhm.
in Egypt. For that, I asked from 10 years ago, all the factories, they must be make a good quality for the product, because I know the future say the product, it will come from outside, then it will not be uh, stable. Even the customer, when he go buy, he must be buy the good quality, good price. But until now in our country, we didn't have this.
Mhm.
For that, I hope the biggest factory in our country, they must be make a quality, good quality, because after 2 or 3 years, our market, it will be open.
Mhm. What about as president of the Nubian Club, what
Yeah.
is the things, or what are the things that you are doing for the Nubians living here in Cairo?
Uh, Sorry, we are here, you know, in Zenobia people from 1902 until 1964. Already our country, the President Gamal Abdel Nasser, we are moving from our old land to the new land. You know, our old land, it is before, it's very good because it is in the Nile.
Mm-hmm.
For that, but now we are in the desert,
Mm-hmm.
50 kilo in the desert.
Mm-hmm.
It is a big problem for us until now. For that, we go and sit down with them, and we ask them what they want, and we negotiate with our government about what they want